we've put in a lot of work this preseason, this season, and I think that what's like incredible about this club is the way they've welcomed me, but like welcome anybody who's new here. It definitely feels like a family, and I felt like for my transition, you never really know how a club's gonna like accept you, and I feel like I've been accepted just for who I am. So to be able to score for a club like that is like, I'm speechless, and I'm like, after the game, people like jumping on me. I just think it's like really special. And then as far as the goal, we got a corner. Jordan put it right back into the mix, and it's just our job to get back on it. And so I tried to put it in with my left, and Bia blocked it, and so I said, let's go again. And I just saw it opening.
And then for you, Claudia, just, a lot of massive saves to start the season, but last year, sort of, your season was hampered by injury pretty early on. Different story from this season. Just how are you feeling this season in terms of your confidence level, particularly when you have these big games where you're definitely saving your team a little bit on particular chances?
Yeah, I wouldn't really say I've actually had to save the team very much. I think we've done so much better this year defensively at defending the box and like limiting chances. Like we talked about it as a group. I think we only allow like 4 or 5 chances a game. And I think that comes down to the defense and the midfield and the forwards defending. And obviously I'm the last line of defense, but like it's my job to do what everybody else does. So I think it's been a lot different this year. And I think I'm super excited with how we're playing and where it's looking, and like to win the games that we've done and to be playing the way we are. I think it's a credit to how much work we put in. And yeah, like all of my confidence comes from the people in front of me. So yeah, they trusted me, and then we trusted each other, and I think it's working out well for us.
Claudia, to build off of that, can you speak a little bit to tonight's match with the way that some of the players in the field helped defend, whether it's Maddie tracking back, Sam's energy just running around everywhere, and the way that has played defensively? Can you speak a little bit to that tonight? Because it seemed like there were some big blocks in front of you against such a great Kansas City team.
Yeah, I mean, I think all 4 shots just rolled to me. Like that's a credit to how well we played defensively and how much work everybody put in on the field. Like so many people put their bodies on the line for blocks, even like Jordan winning headers, Lynn winning headers, Sam getting back sliding. I think all those little things are making us so much better. And I think it just gives everybody this type of confidence that I think going forward, it's like we can rely on that and believe in each other. And it's been so huge, like Haz and Sam having to cover the whole field at times in transition. And I think them sliding, getting back in, having to track, like those things are huge for us. And I think we struggled with that at times last year. But I think like people come up to me after the game, but like I didn't have to do anything. And that's because of how the rest of the team played. So I think it's been fun.
A humble queen.
All right, we'll take Jada and then Jeff.
Thanks. Hi, Lynn, I know it's early in the season, but this does feel kind of like it could be a signature or a breakout kind of win, considering how good Kansas City has been to start. Does that feel that way to y'all as far as getting this result tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City is obviously an amazing team. They've started the season and they've built off last year. And they have a lot of experience on that team as well. I think for us, obviously, this is a team that we want to beat, but every single team that we are up against, we want to beat, and so we are more focusing on us. I know Claudia spoke to last year, obviously wasn't here, but last year wasn't the year that anybody wanted here, and so our goal is like, how do we improve and get better every single week, every single day, and look game to game and not look ahead. And so for us to put that performance out with like a young team, like Claudia said, people getting back, putting their bodies on the line, I think that builds confidence in the sense that we know that if we come up against a tough opponent where it might not be the prettiest game you've ever seen, I think that every single week we are building and we're looking at like what can we get better at, and every single week I think we have gotten better. But when it comes down to just grinding it out, I think that's what builds teams and like really unites people, because people are gonna like put their bodies on the line for you to get anything done, and I think that just allows us to still grow. And so yeah, I would say this like definitely helps, but I don't know if it's like the one that's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna do this. It's more of like, no, we've done this, now that's behind us. What's our next opponent and how are we gonna beat them?
And then when the pressure is building up from Kansas City, like late in the game, they're making their subs, what's the communication then on the field? Can you share like what you guys might have been saying to each other to keep that strong defense going?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like a very difficult NWSL finish. They have to go for a goal, and we have to do anything to stop them. And so our communication is we need to challenge for the ball, and we need to make sure we get bodies back. But picking up the second ball it's not the first ball that's going to hurt us; it's that second one. And so making sure we're on our toes and slowing down the game, playing our game, being calm in the chaos, and then relying on people to come up big in moments that they need to, like this one.
A couple weeks ago against Orlando, it was a good performance, but it didn't generate points. In the couple weeks since, it's been 7 points from 9, 2 home shutouts. What is it that's transitioning in there that's bringing those performances into results? Early goals have helped, but you've been able to do clean sheets against a team at the top of the table and the arch rival.
I think it was like we were really frustrated after Orlando because we knew that we played well and we knew that we should have honestly won with all the chances that we had. And I think it was like, oh, we are at this level. Like I think what we've said that like last year was so difficult in so many ways, but it's like Orlando was like, oh, like we have so much potential and like we're there. We just need to finish it and we need to fix these little things. And I think that's what we do every day in training. It's like all the little mistakes that we've made earlier on in the season, like you're still going to make them, but I think we've been so insistent on trying to fix those in training, and I think that's related to the game. Like we're not giving up the same type of goals that we gave up earlier on in the year or even last year. And I think it's a credit to the coaching staff, it's a credit to the players. I think everybody's just willing to put in the work, and we can play at that level. Like obviously tonight towards the end of the game, nobody wants to have to kick the ball long every single time, but like that's what you have to do in this league to win. And I think we struggled with that with Orlando. It's like we had so many chances and we couldn't finish. And like tonight, it's like Lynn steps up big for us and finishes one of the few chances we have. So I think it's been fun, but I think Orlando was kind of like, whoa, we can do this. And then now it's like we're doing this and we're just like believing in each other and we're moving forward with that.
I also think you have to remember that it's a very new group of players. And so I think you're seeing players week in, week out training together, figuring out what everybody likes, figuring out what everybody's tendencies are. Week 1 and week 2, and against Orlando as well. We're still trying to gel, and like Claudia said, we're upset with that result, but with a new group of players. And so as we hopefully, obviously this is the hope, we can't tell the future, but the hope would be like we are continuing to gel, we're going to get there, and then we're going to peak at the right moment.
Thank you. Lynn, Claudia, congratulations. Big win. Saw a lot of discipline, and tactical discipline was exemplary today. And that's the big shift in terms of the progress that we're seeing on the team. Now, and possession and not letting them know. Minute 65, though, there was a shift that we saw natural. They wanted a goal. They kept on scoring. So there was obviously more like balls kicked long. They ended up maybe with heavy touches or in the goalkeeper. So how did you feel at that moment? Was it something planned or it just went like that?
I think that's part of the game. You know, you come out with a plan tactically, and I think that, like you said, in the first half and in the second half, it was going well. They make a change, and you're having to figure out how to change on the fly as well. But that's the name of the game. They're throwing things at us. We're trying to learn, is our tactics going to continue to work? Do we need to change? And then you have to remember, they're throwing people on their lines. They're going for a goal, and we are trying to make sure they don't. We're trying not to give up the result while also pushing for a goal. So yes, we would love to score again, but we're winning right now. We aren't losing. We're not the ones that are having to chase this game. We are the ones that are trying to solidify the game. So I think that's soccer. Obviously, we're going to go back and watch film and see what we can do and what's going to change. So I can't really speak to that right now because it's like on raw emotions instead of actual tactical and intelligent thinking about it.
I think it was similar to Portland. It's like towards the end of the game, it's like the teams are going to play long and go forward, and like it's going to be an uglier style of game. Nobody on our team wants to play that. Nobody ever wants to play that. But I think that's what you ultimately have to do at the end of the game when you're winning. Like we weren't going to keep the ball and play around them. Like they're putting 5-6 people on our line. So I think we've gotten a lot better about that because I think Portland was very much more stressful. But I think like tonight, it's like we figured out how to play the game that you need to play to win.
All right, we'll go to Grant in the back and then Bella up here in the front.
So, Lynn, Sam Mezza's name came up a couple times. She had 10 recoveries, 3 interceptions, a block, a couple of clearances. When she's playing with that kind of energy, what does it do for your attacking group?
Yeah, I think that Sam, first of all, is amazing. She is like a little engine right in the midfield. And to be able to watch her confidence like continue to grow through the season has been really cool to watch. But I think just like your forwards are your first like front line of defense, your defenders are your first line of like attack. And I think when you have a midfielder in there who is putting in a shift offensively and putting in a shift defensively, and kind of like running that big space, we ask her to do a lot of work. Seeing her do it without question, and she's very receptive to information and just kind of putting her head down and doing the work. I think that's like, it's inspiring, and it makes you feel like, you know what, if she's doing that, I can do it too.
All right, we'll go here to Bella, and then last one from Nico on Zoom after Bella.
Obviously, everybody wants to score a lot of goals in games, right? But if most of the games you guys have been in so far this season have been pretty tight games, pretty low scoring, do you feel like this team is particularly comfortable or abnormally comfortable, I don't know, however you want to say it, in those close games, the kind of ones where it's very few goals and it's almost like defense wins the game?
I don't necessarily think that, like you said, our goal is like, we are going to go out there and we're only going to score 1 goal. Obviously, we want to score a lot. It would be great to have a really comfortable lead. But I think that like what's most important is winning and scoring. So not getting ahead of ourselves. And I know we keep referring to this, but like if we have to play a game that's ugly and we're putting people long, and that's the game, if that's what the game asks for, like that's what we're going to do. And I do think that we have gotten better at making sure that we get the result, not necessarily like we are going out and we need to score 3 goals. It's like right now, we would have loved to score another goal in the first half. We didn't. How do we keep pushing but make sure we don't lose the 3 points that we have? We have 3 points right now. And I think that being smart about that is what's most important. And if that means we're winning by 1 goal, so be it.
I would add to that. It's like it's hard to score in this league. Like, yeah, teams are going out there and doing it. Like, I know the LA Spirit's like 4-3, but it's like it's hard to score, especially at Lumen. Like, it's just a different surface. Yeah. And I think when we score a goal, it's like, okay, now we need to hold on because you never know what's going to happen. Like, this league is so chaotic and crazy. It's like we're going to go out there and put everything that we can and try and score as many goals as possible. But, like, in reality, it's so hard to do because defenses and teams are so much better.
All right, we'll take the last one on Zoom from Nico. Nico, go ahead.
Hi, this question's for Claudia. So, relatively equal possession throughout the game. Kansas had 13 shots, 6 of them blocked. Could you talk about the importance of having your defense organized so they could show the resilience to secure the clean sheet? Because surely this clean sheet will feel a bit sweeter than most others because of that.
Yeah, I think I can't credit our defense enough. Like, obviously, the forwards and the midfields work. I was going to say a bad word. Work really hard to keep the ball from getting there. But I think our defense has grown so much in the past couple games, and like this year especially. It's like we're making the right blocks. We're working hard. We're sliding. Like, we're marking well in the box. I think every week we go over film, especially like as units. And I think the defenders, we've been super hard on ourselves, and I think that's helped us a lot. And I can't credit like Phoebe, Lou, JB, Anna had to come back and play, Maddie, Darlene. Like, there's so many people. Shay, Maddie has to come on. Like, everybody comes in and does what they need to do. And I think everybody's expected to perform well because we know that we all can. And I think it's like we want to come on and do well. Like, nobody's sitting out there and like doesn't want to put in a side tackle to win the game. I think it's cool. It's like, it's so fun to like celebrate with them after because it means so much. And I know that like my life is easier when they're all playing well. So it's been fun.
This wasn't a question for me, but I just want to say that you guys don't know how many meetings that our defense have had week in, week out, and they have just, us forwards were like, where is everybody in the locker room? And the defense is just watching so much film and getting better and talking, and it is really cool to just see how it like translates onto the field. And I'm in awe of them every single day, and we get out on this field and watching them block and putting their bodies on the line to make sure we win a game is truly, it really is inspiring.